In this video, we're going to talk about Devon Larratt's new record on his pronation lift so far in his prep, and we're also going to estimate how strong Devon will be for the LEVAN match based off his rate of progression thus far. Over the last few weeks, Devon Larratt and LEVAN have gone back and forth on the pronation back pressure lift. First, Devon hit 150 pounds, then LEVAN did 154 pounds. Then after that, Devon did 151, and then 13 days ago, Devon hit 152 pounds on the same lift. But just 3 days ago, Terzi updated us that Devon has now hit 70.5 kilos on the same lift, which is right around 155.5 pounds. Although there isn't a video of this. Now, first of all, this does tell us that Devon has now beaten LEVAN's 154 pounds on the same lift, which of course doesn't really matter that much since both guys could lift more if they wanted to. None of the lifts I've seen from Devon or LEVAN looked like maximum effort. But what I have noticed is that Devon is progressing really fast at the moment, and what I'm starting to think is that Devon isn't just able to lift a bit more than 154, but it looks like his genuine maximum ability is probably way higher than that. So if we do the math in regards to all the lifts I've mentioned, we can conclude that over the last 10 days or so, Devon has averaged an increase on the pronation lift of right around 0.35 pounds per day. So what we want to do is use that number to calculate how strong Devon will be on match day. However, there are still more variables we need to account for. Firstly, Devon told us a while back that for his training plan, he is planning on taking a 20-day rest before the match. So this means that as far as estimating the heaviest weight Devon will lift goes, we need to make our finishing date April 1st instead of the actual match date of April 20th. Additionally, it's totally possible that Devon's peaking strategy will not be totally linear. Perhaps the rate at which he increases weight will become slower as he gets closer to his peak, but for the sake of the calculation, we will assume that the rate of progression remains constant. So, from the date that Ingen told us, Devon lifted 155.5-ish pounds till April 1st, we have 41 days. If we continue to assume that Devon's rate of progression on the lift will be 0.35 pounds per day, we simply multiply 0.35 by 41. This gives us 14.35 pounds, and of course, now we simply add 14.35 pounds to Devon's last max lift of 155.5-ish pounds, and we get a bit over 169.5 pounds. Disclaimer, that's more math than I've done in quite a few years, and I'm certainly not about to check my work, so take that for what it's worth. But the overarching point of all of this is pretty obvious. Devon is already nearly matching his all-time PR on this lift, and he still has well over a month to continue climbing. As far as the pronation back pressure lift goes, Devon is going to be the strongest he's ever been by a significant margin. And if he does end up hitting 169 pounds, that will mean that he hit around 10% more than he did during his prep for Hermes. If Devon ends up being 10% stronger than he was for Hermes, and we take into account that Devon was stronger against Hermes than when he faced LEVAN, that would be a pretty insane progression for Devon considering how high of a level he's already at. And of course, this is all theoretical because who knows if Devon's rate of progression will stay constant or not. But if Devon hits anything above 160, I think he has really good chances of at least getting a stop. Whether or not that results in a win will be an entirely different mountain for him to overcome. But really, what I want to see out of all this is a war if at all possible, and it is starting to look more and more possible. Let me know what you guys think about these calculations. Of course, there are a lot of variables involved in them, so they may fly out the window pretty quickly. But if you had to take a guess, what weight do you think Devon is going to hit before his match with LEVAN? Additionally, do you think it will be enough for him to get a stop? Just a bit under 2 months out from today.